Festival coming up next. But right now, a look at today's school lunch menus.
Friday morning, it is 5:25. You're taking a live look at Boise from the Red Lion Toyota Dealers Tower Cam Network. The Super Bowl Live Festival in downtown Minneapolis kicks off in just a few hours.
The festival features a 10-day lineup leading up to next week's big game. Angela Davis has more on how the city is going above and beyond for the Super Bowl.
Minneapolis is getting ready for some company and the chance to show the world how we embrace the cold. Over the last few weeks, Nicollet Mall transformed into an elaborate playground for winter enthusiasts.
Pretty dang cool. It's pretty nice for Minnesota.
The centerpiece is the Burker-Biner Bridge that's been installed at 9th Street and covered with snow. It's here you can give some of the most popular winter sports a try. Cross-country skiing, snow tubing, even skijoring. The concert stage is just a block away with performances every evening from 4 to 10. If you get cold, step inside the Sleep Number virtual reality experience or a warming tent. If you want to play some games, visit Target's Bullseye Lodge, where there's jumbo bubble hockey and curling.
You know, these little snow globe footballs, I think those are just going to be great for photos.
And don't miss the Schwann's Tailgate Tower. It's a tower of stacked Schwann's delivery trucks that will have an interactive video game and food samples.
Doesn't it feel a little extra?
It does feel extra. It's beautiful. Minneapolis really went out and they went nice. So Philadelphia, welcome. I can't wait to meet the East Coast and let them see what Minnesota has to offer.
There is some concern about out-of-town visitors.
Well, I hope they dress warm. I hope they're nicer.
Yeah. I think they'll be polite.
We hope so.
We're going to give them Minnesota nice right back.
Yep.
Oh, wow. I would go to the food samples. That's where I'd go.
Yeah, and those ice sculptures are cool. We have similar stuff going on up in McCall right now.
Yes, that's right. And Idaho Wintertime Tradition is back this weekend. We'll get more on the McCall Winter Carnival straight ahead. And prescription pills have made their way into our local high schools. Hear from officers on just how bad the problem has become next.
You're waking up with 6 on Your Side News. Good morning, Idaho.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us this Friday on Good Morning Idaho. I'm Jillian Garrigues. Rachel Garceau has the morning off, and Steve Liebenthal is keeping an eye on the snow coming in.
Yeah, we have snow falling in the mountains right now, but a big storm coming our way tonight and tomorrow. Temperatures around the valley right now, right at or around freezing. It's just barely warmer than freezing in Boise right now, 34 degrees. Here's the view at Bogus Basin where snow is coming down. The snow stake there showing right around an inch of snow so far this morning. It probably won't accumulate much more than that this morning, but things are changing over the next 24 hours. Morning snow showers possible here in the valley this morning. Look for increasing clouds tonight as that big storm system comes in. We'll tell you about the winter weather advisories for the Central Mountains coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Steve. Opioid abuse is soaring, and the Treasure Valley is not immune to the national drug crisis. Last night was the first of many educational seminars to get community support to fight the area's opioid epidemic. Ada County Coroner Dottie Owens was the keynote speaker. She says the opioid epidemic is not just with the homeless or low-income population. It's being seen everywhere in the valley. The first meeting at 10 Mile Christian Church also brought together resources for those in need of help.
Preventing this, in the future, that's one of the big factors, is just preventing it, making people aware of resources and letting them know what to do. I mean, it's very few people go, hey, I want to get addicted to something. That's not how it happens. It happens a little bit at a time.
A follow-up meeting is set for April 19th. Prescription pills have made their way into our local high schools. Law enforcement say just one pill can sell for up to $10. A school resource officer tells 6 on Your Side the 3 prescription drugs he's finding the most in our high schools are Xanax, Adderall, and Vicodin. 6 on Your Side Stephanie Hale-Lopez has more.
Most pills are going for about $10 a pill at the high school level.
School resource officer David Gomez calls himself the expert of finding things. And what he's finding in local high schools is alarming.
What we're seeing in the schools is more and more prescription pills are coming into the schools that don't belong to the kids that we're finding them on.
The top 3 pills being trafficked are Xanax, Adderall, and Vicodin. But recently, officers are seeing other pills passed around, ones made in homes, not pharmacies. They're known as pressies.
They can buy a pill press from Amazon. They can order some of the ingredients, they can kind of tailor make some pills, and they can actually press them together themselves and sell them.
The result, Gomez says, is extremely dangerous and in some cases even deadly.
We see things at the school, kids just walking around, they fall over or they miss a door completely, they bang into things. All these prescription pills have different effects on everybody.
If caught selling prescription drugs at school, students can face charges of drug possession and distribution. Both are felonies. Officer Gomez says part of the solution is starting a conversation with your kids at home.
Let's just start some conversations, and healthy conversations starts at home.
Stephanie Hale-Lopez, 6 on Your Side.
Officer Gomez also recommends safely disposing of your unused or unwanted prescription pills at your local police station. There, you can drop them off in a secure drop-off bin, no questions asked. Inside the State House, Superintendent of Public Instruction Sherry Ibarra is looking to increase school funding. She presented her budget to the Joint Finance Appropriations Committee. Ibarra is asking the legislature to increase state spending on K-12 education by more than $113 million next year. That's a 6.8% increase. In that budget, $46 million more would be set aside for teacher pay raises and benefits under the 4th year of the career ladder.
I can't speak to the governor's budget, but I will say that he was part of the conversation moving forward. I have a 6.8% increase ask this year. Some of the highlights from my budget are the career ladder ask, the technology ask, and he has the same asks in his budget.
Ibarra is also asking for more than $8 million for classroom technology and Wi-Fi and $2 million more for college and career counseling. Students, parents, teachers, and community leaders from across Idaho gathered at the State House to raise awareness of the educational options available to children in the state. It was part of National School Choice Week. Representatives from public, private, and homeschools participated.
It's really a great way to bring everyone together and to celebrate the types of learning, just learning in general, that kids are able to find what works for them, things that empower them, to learn the way they need to learn to be successful in life.
The event was one of 32,000 held throughout the country. Thursday was a busy day inside the House State Affairs Committee. Republican lawmakers have once again agreed to introduce anti-Sharia law legislation designed to prevent Idaho courts from making decisions based on Islamic or other foreign legal codes. The proposal does not specifically mention Sharia law, but the bill has previously included pictures of a severed hand and a man about to be beheaded in between definitions of Sharia law.
The potential impact of using foreign and international laws and legal doctrines in U.S. courts on the liberty of ordinary American citizens are as profound as they are despairing.
There are no known cases in which an Idaho judge has based a ruling on Islamic law. Also in the House State Affairs Committee, a bill to ban state agencies, universities, and school districts from hiring lobbyists to influence lawmakers was introduced. Representative Priscilla Giddings says taxpayer dollars should not be used to advocate for a bill's passage or defeat. Multiple taxing districts across the state hire lobbyists using public funds to represent their interests. Under this proposal, cities, counties, water boards, and highway commissions would still be allowed to hire lobbyists.
Most taxpayers are completely unaware that their money is being used to fund lobbyists who are supporting programs that they may be completely opposed to. Imagine the rivalry when a Bronco alumni sees that a Vandal lobbyist, also known as a government relations director, is actually making $23,000 more each year.
The bill must now clear a full legislative hearing. Over in the House Health and Welfare Committee, Representative Dorothy Moon of Stanley successfully introduced a bill to legalize CBD oil. The legislation allows the lawful use and possession of the oil if prescribed by a licensed doctor. CBD oil is a non-psychoactive cannabis compound often used to treat severe seizures and other medical issues. The bill now awaits a full legislative hearing. An Idaho wintertime tradition. The annual McCall Winter Carnival gets underway this weekend. The official Winter Carnival started back in the 1960s and has grown to an iconic event in the Gem State, drawing crowds of up to 60,000 people. Starting today, you can check out the famous snow sculptures, torchlight and Mardi Gras parades, live music, and much more. For a complete schedule of events, head to mccallchamber.org. All right, let's check in with Steve now because you've been talking about the snow coming to McCall.
Yeah, there's a little bit of snow falling in the mountains this morning, so if you're headed up today, maybe some minor conditions to deal with on those highways, Highway 95 or rather 55 and 93. The big storm system is coming in tonight, and it will bring heavy amounts of snow to mountain locations. There you see the snow coming in right now. It's not all that heavy. We've seen about an inch at Bogus Basin this morning. Same for Tamarack, Brundage Mountain picking up a little bit of snow this morning, but it's going to be a big storm coming in. And here is the Tamarack snow stake. Unfortunately, we're not seeing this snow flying, the video not rolling right now, but it is snowing, as you can see. Probably more than an inch of accumulation here. It's kind of blown into the back of that snow stake box there. And temperatures around the valley are at or slightly above freezing. It's 20 in Stanley right now and 21 degrees in McCall. So yeah, it will stay snow throughout the day today. The big storm system coming in tomorrow, as I said. It feels much cooler because of the wind. Feels like 25 right now in Boise, and it feels like 15 degrees down in Twin Falls. So as the kids head out this morning, bundle them up. We may see a snow shower or two. 33, not too cold, but it feels a little cooler with that wind. Going home this afternoon, mostly cloudy and 41. We'll talk more about that big storm system coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Steve. It's 5:38. This year's deadly flu outbreak is far from over. After the break, how it could also increase your risk of a heart attack. And still ahead, the 15-year-old gunman in the deadly school shooting in Kentucky could be tried as an adult. Hear from one of the victim's mothers straight ahead.
You're waking up with 6 on Your Side News. Good morning, Idaho.
The flu virus has been relentless this season, leading to the deaths of dozens of young children. Animals have even been quarantined in some cases, and now we're learning more about the link between the virus and increased chances of a heart attack. ABC's Zachary Quiche has more.
Got the flu? You're not alone. The CDC says there have been nearly 9,000 confirmed flu-related hospitalizations. That's almost double the number at this point last year. Now, a new study appearing in the New England Journal of Medicine says that you are 6 times more likely to get a heart attack after you contact the flu virus.
Theories as to why that happens, it actually makes sense in terms of the physiology. There is inflammation when we have an upper respiratory viral infection. That triggers an increased clotting risk, and then there's oxygen demand and supply mismatch that can affect the heart.
The flu's wrath has already been seen, and it's not just in cold weather environments either. In North Carolina, 6-year-old Emily Grace Muth died within 4 days of getting sick.
She was breathing a little bit heavier than she was, and all of a sudden she just raised up and went back down, and I noticed that I'm like, Emily, and then I noticed that she wasn't breathing.
And in West Palm Beach, Florida, the virus was too much for this 12-year-old boy, according to his family. By the time the local sheriffs responded, he was dead. In another school district closing its doors due to increasing flu activity, Gulf District schools in Port St. Joe, Florida, keeping students at home in order to sanitize all buildings. At least 30 children have died this year as a result of the flu. 85% of those were kids that did not get the flu shot. A reminder of the importance vaccinations play. Zachary Quiche, ABC News, New York.
A 15-year-old male student opened fire Tuesday morning at Marshall County High School in western Kentucky, leaving 2 dead and more than a dozen others wounded. A grand jury will convene February 13th to decide exactly how the teen will be charged, where prosecutors plan to ask the court to certify him as an adult. The mother of the 15-year-old victim, Bailey Holt, is now speaking out about her daughter's final moments. Andy Rose has more.
We tried to call her, and she didn't answer.
Bailey Holt spent what were possibly her final moments trying to call her mother when she was fatally shot at her Kentucky high school Tuesday.
And then her phone number, she called me, and all I could hear was voices and chaos in the background, and she couldn't say anything. And I tried to call her name over and over, and she never responded.
2 students were killed and at least a dozen others were wounded when a 15-year-old allegedly opened fire at Marshall County High School. Bailey's mother says her daughter was the type of person who would have reached out to try and help the suspect if she knew he was troubled.
If he needed a friend, I know she would have been a friend to him.
Yes.
Talk to him about anything he needed. Because that's just the kind of person she was.
The suspect, who has not been named because he is a juvenile, is charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder and 12 counts of first-degree assault. Prosecuting attorneys in Kentucky asked a judge Thursday to have the alleged gunman tried as an adult.
We will be seeking transfer of this case to the Marshall Circuit Court under the youthful offender provisions of Kentucky law.
Prosecutors made the request during the teen's first appearance in a juvenile court. I'm Andy Rose reporting.
A community in Colorado is mourning the loss of a sheriff's deputy who was shot and killed Wednesday night. 32-year-old Heath Gum was fatally shot while responding to a call about an assault in progress. Police say a man at the scene drew a gun and opened fire. Gum was hit in the chest and died at the hospital. Authorities later arrested a suspect nearby, but this morning police are still searching for 2 other suspects on the run. A hospital fire in South Korea killed at least 33 people today. That's according to local authorities there. The fire also injured more than 70 people, 8 of which are in serious condition. The head of the fire department says the fire first broke out in the emergency room on the 1st floor of the hospital. No word yet on the cause. Right now it is 5:45. Next in Tech Bites, how technology is making it possible for you to eat every part of the banana, yes, even the peel.
In today's Tech Bites, Walmart will soon be selling ebooks and audiobooks.
Walmart struck a deal with a Japanese e-commerce company that includes 6 million titles. The books will be accessible through an app.
Amazon currently commands 83% of the ebook market in the U.S. And Twitter is reportedly working on a new video sharing feature.
It would make it easier for users to share videos and reduce the number of steps needed to post a video. No comment yet from Twitter.
And you may never again slip on a banana peel.
Thank goodness.
Scientists in Japan have developed a super sweet banana with an edible peel.
It's grown under special freeze-thaw conditions, making the mangue's banana skin as thin as lettuce, but they also pack 30% more sugar. And Candace, get this, they cost $6 a piece. That's one
$6
banana.
per banana.
One banana.
There better be gold in that peel as well. Those are your Tech Bites.